Hello, guys, and welcome in today's show. I have the pleasure to meet with the one and only motivational YouTube creator, Evan Carmichael. He doesn't know it, but it was a big source of inspiration for this YouTube channel. Hello, Evan. How are you doing today?
Salut, Alex. Great to be here, man.
Yes, I love your French. You're such amazing. I didn't know that this was speaking French too.
Petit peu, petit peu.
Un petit peu.
Petit peu.
So as I said, you were the number one really motivational, inspirational YouTube creator content, and a lot of people in France are watching your videos. My first question was about your success. How can you describe this amazing success? Because you have more than 2.6 million people following you, subscribers on YouTube. How can you describe your success in one word, basically?
In one word.
Yeah,
wow, okay.
I know it's difficult.
un mot. Believe. Yeah, it's just believe. It took me, when I started, it took me 5 years to get to 7,000 subscribers. Okay, so in the first 5 years of my channel, I went from 0 to 7,000 subscribers. And then in the next 5 years, I went from 7,000 subscribers to 2 million subscribers. So it wasn't that I was a genius or naturally talented or really good. Like, I kind of sucked. You can go back and all my videos are still there. You can watch it from the beginning. You can see the journey. I was not natural in front of the camera. It took me a long time to get comfortable. And it was just the continued belief that it's helping, that it's serving, that it's doing something that inspires other people, right? Like, I haven't heard of your channel, but it's great that my channel inspired your channel, right? And so it has these ripple effects, and your videos are going out there now, and your videos are getting some views, and it's never as much as we want, right? You look at the numbers, it's like, why is it not up here? You know, you always want it to be more, but if 100 people watch a video, that's still 100 people who watch that video. If you were going to do a speech in a room with 100 people in it, you'd be nervous, you'd be excited, you'd be, pumped that there's 100 people. But when it's online, we don't see that as a big number. But somewhere in those 100 people who watch the videos, there's somebody who's saying, I'm going to now start my own thing as well. Yes. And so it's always just paying attention to the growth and to knowing that this is touching at least one person's life and not only focusing on the big numbers of views and subscribers.
So this is how you keep the motivation, by thinking that there is still people watching your videos, even if it's just 10 to 100 people. You were staying motivated because you were helping people, or because you were trusting your vision to create something bigger, and you knew that it was coming for you.
I didn't know. I didn't know it was coming, Alex. I had no idea. I'm not that smart. I wish I could say I knew where YouTube was gonna. I had no idea. It's just feeling that the work that I do matters, and so it's paying attention to that 100 people watched the video, or that 2 people left a comment. I would respond to every comment. Every comment meant something to me. Meant so much at the beginning. It's like, oh, somebody cares. Like, this video that I put so much effort into, it touched somebody's life. It had an impact. And even now, that's still what feels better, right? So, we've had 300 whatever million people watch my videos. I don't know what that means. That's the whole United States population. Yes. I don't know what that means. But hearing you saying, hey, I started this channel in part because of your videos, that means something to me. And so I always just focus on the stories that are coming out of it, because at the end of the day, what everybody wants is to feel like the work they're doing matters. You want to feel like you're going to wake up today and do something that matters, that will touch somebody else's life. When you wake up and you feel like today doesn't matter, that nobody cares if you show up, that it just doesn't really matter, that now you're falling down into depression and anxiety and not liking your life. But if you wake up and feel like, hey, today I'm going to make something that could inspire somebody else, it gives you more motivation, it gives you more energy, it gives you more momentum, and it gives you the courage to keep going.
What I love about what you say is, like, it's a long journey. I am originally from France, moved to the US. I am close to reach 1 million subscribers on YouTube. So yes, you inspired me. And it's just crazy when you know that you are able to touch so many people. There is one thing in France, we always say that we are closed-minded. We don't believe. And I know that's a word very important for you. How can we just believe when your environment, your family, your friends is not? If you have one advice to just protect your dreams and start believing in yourself, what it will be?
So I think it's starting to change. My family is from Italy. My mother was born in Italy, and I still have a lot of family back home in Italy. And I've also been DMing with a lot of people young people from France. It's starting to change. The generation now
It's true.
don't want to be like their parents, don't want to do the same things they're doing. And, if you're 20 or if you're 40 or you're 35 or whoever old kind of your audience is, the opportunities available to you right now as a 20-year-old compared to when your parents were 20 years old are completely different. Now it's actually possible. When your parents were 20, for them to start a business, you had to be kind of crazy. Like, it wasn't something that people wanted to do. It just wasn't normal, especially in European countries. Unless it's like I think about my family, and I want to have a little store and be a butcher or have a cheese shop. My family has cheese in the background. But now it's possible to make money off of your phone. Like, what are you talking about? That doesn't seem normal for our parents. Yes. But the younger generation, they're seeing all of this stuff happen, and they are shifting their belief that, hey, if they can do it, maybe I can too. So it's already happening. So how do we shift belief, to your question? Number one is being around the people who inspire you to believe more in the thing. So watching Alex's videos will help you believe a little bit more, to say, hey, it's possible, right? Because if you're only hanging around people in your family who are telling you, you can't do this, you can't do that, play small, go be a doctor, go do these things, then that becomes your mindset. So it's opening up your mind to all the people, whether that's local entrepreneurs, or you go to the internet and you can learn from Alex, even though he's in the United States right now, right? Yeah. We're having this conversation. I'm in Canada. You're in the United States. We're sending this out to the French community. That's why the internet's so amazing. So that's step one, is starting to surround yourself with the people, even if you never meet them face to face, even if just online, be around the people who make you believe more in yourself. And then the second step is doing. Find some small way to just get started. If you want to start a YouTube channel, don't worry about the perfect microphone and the perfect lighting and the perfect camera and all, right? Take out your phone and record your first video. And you don't know what you're going to say. Great. You pull out your phone and say, hey, I want to start a YouTube channel. And I don't really know what I'm talking about yet, but I know that I want a different life than what I've got right now. I know that I don't want to be a doctor like my parents want me to be. And I feel like it's possible. So this channel is going to be about me going on my journey to try to build a better life for myself. Post. There's your first video, right? Like, done. Now keep going. And in that process, one of the biggest things missing is just momentum, where I think a lot of young entrepreneurs now, in Europe especially, are like seeing that it's possible, but they're not doing any steps.
Yes.
And that becomes frustrating for them, because they know they're capable of more, but they're not taking the actions to get them closer to their goals.
And one piece of advice that I will share with them that changed my life is to read books. Because when you go to college, high school, you don't want to read. This is just annoying. This is boring. But I found that there is such amazing books outside, and when you read them, it just changes your mindset. This is for me just another education. There is the school education. There is the life education that I just did it on my own, made a lot of research. And I was on Amazon looking at books, and I know that you wrote some books. There is the new one, which is Built to Serve. Something very special about your books is there is.
Wait, how would we say this in French?
So basically, this will mean on est construit ou créé pour servir. Créé pour servir. So,
okay, that created to serve more than built.
Yes.
Yeah, because construire is more like building.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's more created to serve. Okay, I like it. Okay.
So before to talk about this book, my first question was, it's crazy. On all of your books, you have 5 stars. So this is just blow my mind. So I wanted to ask you, what makes your book so special? And this one, the last one, because build to self means a lot for me. When I first started, I didn't understand what was my life mission. Now it's been 10 years. I help people and I know I'm built to self. So I want to know what is the success in your books and why this one is special for you.
Right. Construire à créer. No.
Créer pour servir.
No, créer pour servir. Right. Okay. Construire is to build. Right. Okay. I'm gonna get it. Get it. This is good. I haven't spoken French in a long time, so this is like it's coming back to me. So one, I think hacking how you learn is super important. So it used to be that the only way to learn was through books. Now, as an example, I much prefer video than books. I used to read a lot because it was the only way to learn. But as YouTube came along, I would much rather watch a video than read a book, even though I have a book, right? Like, hey, I've got a book, but I'd much rather watch it. And then there's podcasts. And if you like auditory, that's the worst for me. You know, the fact that I can see you makes this so much better for me. If it was just trying to listen to Alex, I would be like this. I would do it, but it would require so much more focus because I'm not an auditory learner. So the good news is for anybody watching, listening, there's so many different ways to learn, and don't stress out if you don't learn through books or don't learn through videos or don't learn through auditory podcasts. Just find how you learn, and chances are your heroes are still making content in those platforms, and just go all in on those things. Because I used to feel bad that I wasn't reading enough, but I realized, wait, I'm learning every single day though through the videos that I'm doing, right?
Yes.
Anyway, so to the message of being built to serve, I think everybody has a purpose. I think your purpose ultimately is to help people who are who you used to be. So if you think about who you were 10 years ago, how Alex was struggling, maybe not hating your life, but you're struggling. And if you look at Alex 10 years ago, and he was looking at what Alex is now, he would say, that's not possible. You're going to do that? You're going to be having this big YouTube channel. You're going to be interviewing people. You're going to be moving to the United States. You're going to be doing all this. You would have said, that's not possible. That's impossible, right? Like that's what's going to be. It's like impossible, right? Not possible. but you did it, right? You're here. Yes. You made it happen. Even though you're not done, you're still growing. You still want to learn. This is not the final Alex, but it's impossible compared to where you were. There's a lot of other people who currently are who Alex used to be, and they think it's impossible. And they can look at me and say, well, that's easy for you. You're already in Canada and it's English and there's all these opportunities. You don't know what it's like being French. You don't know what it's like, right? Okay, great. But Alex does. And Alex went through this. So they'll listen to you where they won't listen to an Evan Carmichael or Tony Robbins or a whoever else. Mm-hmm. And helping those people will make you feel so good. We love serving. It's hardwired into our brain. Serving others, helping others hits the same part of your brain as having food and having sex. So it feels good. Everybody wants to do it. If you're not happy right now, it's probably because you're not serving enough other people. But not all serving is the same. You know, holding the door for somebody at the store will feel good in the moment, but helping somebody who currently is in the same spot that you used to be and helping them get through it and seeing their eyes go, oh my God, I can't, like this could happen. This is possible. That is going to fill you up forever. And I just want people to find it. I want people to find their thing so they can live happier lives and be more productive and give back. And I think that's how we create a better world, because chances are the thing that you could be great at, the thing that you could be the best in the world at, is not what you went to school for, is not what your parents told you to do. It's something that comes from the heart, and you have to discover that and then be able to go all in on that to have the impact that you're capable of having. So I started that process in the book Built to Serve, and it's exciting to see people, you know, applying it and starting to change their lives for the better.
Yeah, it's just amazing. I feel that you have changed so much life, knowing that you had more than 300 millions of views on YouTube. So it means that you are part of the change in this world. And my question was, because I am an entrepreneur, I'm a coach, I'm an entrepreneur, how does your day look? So what is a day for you? Do you work like crazy? How do you manage your life? Because you're married, you have a kid. So how do you manage this life? How does it look to be Evan for one day?
It's funny how even the word entrepreneur comes from French, which is
Yes.
entrepreneur,
Yeah.
right? Entrepreneur, like between us, right?
Yes,
That's what it is.
Yes.
So it's you own the word. Come on, French people, you own the word. We need to see more French entrepreneurs standing up.
But as you said, it's coming. Honestly, the new generation is very special. Internet changed everything. Even if there is this mindset of we cannot do what we want. When I first started, my family was very scared for me. But as you said, building what I've built in 10 years just opened my eyes. And I know that we are here to build to sell. This is just the perfect title of your book. And guys, if you want to read this book, of course, let's go on Amazon. I will include all of the link to your YouTube channel, to the book, to your website also, because it was quite fun. I just read all of your website 10 times to make sure I can prepare for this interview.
I love it.
So, yeah, it's
and listen, I agree it's coming. I think the difference with Europe is the cultural inertia, where like in Canada, in America, it is, let's go being entrepreneurs. It's built up that this is something that even the American dream is starting your own business and building your own life. And so there's a lot more cultural support from the older generation. It's not that every parent says, yes, go do it. But, my parents are on the wall behind me, and they always told me I could do anything that I believed that I could do. And my mom, being born in Italy, faced you need to go and do this thing that her parents were kind of forcing her to do. And she was fighting against it. And so she wanted to make it easier for me and my two sisters to say, hey, do whatever you want and have that parental support. So I think in North America, we have the culture of entrepreneurship more built in from previous generations, where in Europe, there's still the fight. There's still like the older generation is like, what? This is no, don't do that. Be safe. And they love you. It's not that they hate you. They just have a different version of success. And so I agree it's coming. I think there's just a couple more hurdles and roadblocks to overcome from the older generation not supporting us. But I think that becomes a game. At some point you have to decide, are you going to live your life, or are you going to live the life that your parents want you to live, or your grandparents, or your school teachers, or whoever's around you? At some point you have to say, I'm an adult now. This is my life.
This is
c'est mon vie.
powerful.
Is that right?
Yeah.
C'est mon vie.
C'est ma vie.
C'est ma vie. Oh, we almost got it.
Okay,
C'est ma vie.
okay,
We're close.
okay.
We're trying. We're trying.
It's very powerful what you share. So thank you so much for sharing all of this wisdom, because it means a lot. How does it look your day? So
Okay.
One day in your life.
So I think balance is a very personal question that you need to figure out for yourself. The beauty of being an entrepreneur is you get to set your calendar. You get to pick. You don't have a boss come in and say, hey, Alex, you have to show up at 8:00 and be here. We get to decide. But that also can be hard for some people because they need structure and they have a hard time forcing structure on themselves. So I'll share my schedule, but I think the most important thing is for people to figure out what is their best ideal structure, because doing what I do won't be good for you. Not every piece of it, but maybe one little piece can be good. So every morning I'll start with my morning routine, and that'll take me 60 to 90 minutes. And that's pretty much every day. And then I like to do different things on different days. So we're recording this on a Thursday, and Thursday is, what's Thursday in French? Lundi? No. Mercredi? No. Lundi? No, I lost it. What is it?
Jeudi. Yeah.
Okay, this is good. This is good. So it's jeudi right now. It's Thursday, and this is what I call my public-facing day. So all day long, I'm doing interviews and Zoom calls and podcasts, and I'm guests on people's shows, and that's just all day long doing that. I'm naturally an introvert. So I need to get my energy up to do shows like this. But I just spend the whole day in that same energy zone where if I'm going to write another book, right? It's really hard for me to go from one energy to the next. So if I'm talking to you, this is great. The best thing for me to do next is to do another interview, not to go try to write my book for half an hour and then go try to do something else for half an hour. Just switching between energy zones takes too much time. If you're making videos, to make one video might take you an hour in the setup, in the practice, in getting the camera all set, in just the energy to deliver the message. But in one more hour after, you could maybe make 3, 4, or 5 more videos. So in the first hour is one video. In the second hour, you can make 5 videos. Staying in the same energy zone really helps. And so I try to have my morning routine and then different things on different days. So Thursday is my interview day. Friday, Vendredi.
Vendredi.
Oh, is that Italian?
Yes.
Is it Vendredi?
We can understand. Vendredi.
Vendredi is Italian. I can't get mixed up. Anyway, okay. So there's a lot of it's close.
It's close.
It's close enough. I learned Italian first because my mom was born in Italy, and then I learned French, and I picked it up pretty fast. But again, haven't used it in a while. This is great practice. So Friday is my CEO day. So I'm working on big things to grow my business. Saturday is my family fun day. So I spend time with my wife and planning the day, not working. Sunday is my family admin day. Clean the house, go shopping, groceries, the stuff you have to do, in a family. Monday is my mentoring day. So I mentor the people on my team. I spend the whole day just mentoring my team. Tuesday is my YouTube day where I'm making videos for my channels. And Wednesday is my project day where I have the whole day off and I just pick a project that I want to work on and put a lot of energy towards it. And then we're back to jeudi, which is another interview day.
Thank you so much for sharing this. I love the fact that you talk about the energy, because yesterday I was writing my book for 1 hour, but it was just between 2 coaching. So I do phone coaching. It was difficult to change my energy. So I think I will try to make myself better in my organization. So I love this advice. We have 1 more minute. Sorry for the last question, because I know your time is very valuable. The last question is, how is your wife important for you? I am the #1 relationship expert in France. So love for me is like a big subject. I just want to know why is she so important for you?
So I've been in 3 long-term relationships in my life, right? I had a 5-year relationship, then a 5-year relationship, and now I'm coming up on 8 years with Nina, my wife. And one of the things that's been the best with her is she will support me in whatever I'm doing. And not just say, hey, yeah, you go do it, but she'll want to be a part of it. So my first 2 relationships, they wouldn't bad talk anything I'm doing, but it was my thing. Okay, you go do your thing and I'm going to do my thing. And so I just, for 10 years in 2 relationships, that's what I got kind of default used to. And then when I told Nina, yeah, I'm going to go do this seminar here, and she'd say, oh, can I come? Like, you want to come? You're like, yeah, but there's nothing to do. I'm just going to no, I want to come see you do your thing. Oh, okay, sure. Come. And so that was really awesome. I didn't realize how much I actually liked that or missed that or needed that, because I just defaulted to say, okay, I'm just doing it myself. That's fine. No problem. Nina, so how our relationship works is I usually come up with the crazy ideas, and Nina always is willing to try pretty much anything once. So do you want to go to the ice bath workshop with Wim Hof? Yeah, I'll go do that. Do you want to go to meditate with Sadhguru in Philadelphia? Yeah, let's go do that. Do you want to travel across the United States for 90 days in 23 cities and do workshops and yeah, let's do that. So that's how it kind of works out, which is great, because she doesn't come up with a lot of crazy ideas herself, but she likes the adventure. And I come up with crazy ideas, but would just go do things by myself. So it ends up working out super well. I think the communication part is super important. One of the things I didn't do a good job of at the beginning was just explaining what happened during my day, because she'd always be curious about what happened today. And I have no need to share
Talk
it.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't help me. It doesn't take weight away. It doesn't make me feel better. So I have no need to share. It's like, well, why do you want to know that? I don't. It doesn't matter. But it really mattered to her.
It
So I
is.
had to always explain, and I had to think, okay, before she's coming. Now she works, with me in the business, but for the first 6 years or so, she didn't. So I had to, when she came home, think, oh, what actually happened today? Oh, I talked to Alex and he was great. Here's what we, I had to remember what happened and share because it was important to her, even though it wasn't important to me. And so that communication became super important. And I think as entrepreneurs, we struggle with this because we get locked up into our mode of trying to deal with problems. And when somebody can't help us, like my wife couldn't help me solve this problem. So I'm not going to bring her in because I want to solve this problem. But then we're kind of emotionally shutting off the relationship.
True.
And so when she actually understood what was going on, even if she couldn't help, she could support, she would understand, she didn't feel excluded. And that made our relationship even tighter.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for your time, for your energy, for your wisdom, because I know that you share a lot of nuggets, really great advice. Thank you one more time. So the final word is just where people can find you. I know it's YouTube. If you want to share like a specific resources, what can I do for you basically now?
How do you say wisdom in French?
Sagesse.
Sagesse, like
Yes.
Sage. Yeah,
Yes.
okay. I was trying to think because I can't think of a W word. Okay, sagesse.
Yes.
Sagesse. Okay. I'm Evan Carmichael everywhere. If you want the book, you can get it on Amazon or the signed copy of my website, which is just evancarmichael.com, or whatever social media platform you're hanging out on. I'm probably there. Just look up Evan Carmichael.
Thank you so much, Evan. It was a pleasure. It was so amazing to have you on this show. And I hope we can connect soon one more time. Take care of yourself.
Merci beaucoup, Alex.
Bye-bye, Evan.
Au
Take
revoir.
care. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.